Good to have you on. It's going to be a very tough match this weekend. Your Liverpool already suffered their first and disappointing defeat to West Ham. And they currently report 2 points above Arsenal, I think. And Arsenal have been very impressive. To think how they came from that relegation zone and now they're in number 5. They've really done well. So but I feel this is going to be a very big test for Arteta, because if he loses this match, people will be like, he's been playing easy teams. And if he wins, we might still consider him to be like a top 4 contender. And Liverpool can't afford to lose at Anfield again. So they need to catch up with the likes of
we haven't lost at Anfield yet. So
and Chelsea.
let's hold that.
Okay, so what do you see happening, and what do you think? Jack Paul, let's start with you.
To be honest, I was not happy that West Ham did what they did to Liverpool, because I don't want to face a wounded lion. And that's
honest man.
Sorry?
You're honest. I like that.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're on a good run. Mm-hmm. This is our biggest test since we started doing well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And my fear is this confidence they have, how brittle is it? Will they wilt under great pressure, or would they actually? Is it truly, the beginning of something good for Arsenal? I don't know. It's a great test for us, but I would have rather you hadn't lost to West Ham, because now you guys are coming needing to win to get back on track. So either way, it's great. It's a great test for us. I think if we get anything from it, and I mean by a draw, I think it's a good result for us. If we win, it's a great result. If we lose, it's not the end of the world, but I think there's some more question. I guess the nature of how we lose. So if we lose 1-0, but it's a hard-fought game, but if you get trounced 5-0, there's a difference. So I think it's a good test. I'm slightly, being a fan, my mind is telling me, that we'll take the draw now. But in my heart, I'm thinking, no, we can win. You know how football fans always get our hopes up.
Yeah.
It's actually surprising to talk to an honest Arsenal fan for once. I like that. Most of my friends are very, I don't know, maybe it's the fandom in general or just American fans. They believe that once they win 1 or 2 games, they're going to win the league. I mean, everyone is biddable. You're right. But look at the trend. Look at the trend for the past 6 years. Look at the trend for the past, even at our worst, for the past 4 or 5 years. We always beat Arsenal, especially at Anfield. At Emirates is a different story. So I feel like that's the confidence that I have about Arsenal coming to Anfield. Yeah. Everything else might align, but it's still Anfield. And anything can happen, really. I'm not saying we're going to win. Arsenal are in a really good form.
We've lost badly at the hands of Liverpool a couple of times, in that period. But funny enough, this is one of the few times I'm more confident that even if we lose, I don't think we're going to get trounced. I think it's going to be, if what I've seen so far, I think we're going to have it's going to be good accounting. The only problem I have with Liverpool at the moment is Salah. That guy scares the living daylights out of me. He's like the most deadliest player on the planet at the moment, in my view.
Yeah.
You give him an inch, he takes a yard. So I'm hoping that as soon as they blow the whistle, somebody gives him a double-footed tackle and they take him off for the rest of the game.
like Ramos did.
Then you'll be down a man, and that might even be harder.
Liverpool has been having so many defensive problems, and they've been conceding so much goals. When you're playing Liverpool, it's not about them not conceding, but not scoring much for them to lose. So, what do you think can actually be done against Arsenal so they don't concede, especially on counter and set pieces, like we saw with West Ham?
Defensively against Arsenal, the best defense is a good attack. You just have to keep attacking, because it only takes, we saw against West Ham, it only takes one mispass, one pressure, one mistake, and you're on the back foot. The best form for us is just to keep playing, keep playing. You know, defend when you need to. It's at home, so I feel like we're going to have majority of the ball. So it's not about. It's more about keeping the ball and taking your chances when you can, and making sure that Saka, Tomiyasu. Um, I feel like we need to pay attention to him a lot more, and then Tavares if he plays. Um, I heard that Partey got injured, so that's a plus for us. So the middle of the park is going to be trouble. But as long as we have, I feel like as long as we have Van Dijk back there, Matip back there, and Salah up there, if you guys score, like you said, I don't see it being a trouncing either way. I don't think you guys will beat us 4-0. I don't think we're going to beat you guys 4-0. I think it's about taking your chances in the best place, in the best times, and hoping you see the game out.
Yeah, I mean, for Arsenal, I think our best weapon at the moment now seems to be this new defensive partnering we've got at the back. I mean, and I'm talking about Ben White
Ben
and
White.
Gabriel, and I have to add Ramsdale to that. You know, it's Ramsdale has been a great addition to the team. I think we're going to have to, you know, defend and counter-attack equally as much as we can. And I think we've got a place to do it. I mean, Saka, Emil Smith-Rowe, those guys for me are they're on fire. I mean, to be honest, I don't think Aubameyang is doing too well in my view. Nowhere near where he was a couple
He
of
missed the
seasons back.
penalty last week, right?
Yeah, he's for almost a season, 2 seasons, I might even say, he's just been off the boil, really off the boil. And I don't know what it's going to take to get him back to where he should be. Lacazette, I like. I mean, he has his limitations, but when in terms of hold-up play, he's miles ahead of Aubameyang in terms of receiving the ball under pressure, laying it off to people.
And he can shoot.
Sorry?
And he can shoot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I just hope Arteta and this gets his tactics right, and that he doesn't overthink it. You know.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your midfield now. Shaka is out and Partey is injured, so most definitely won't be playing. Maitland-Niles, the last match against Watford, he was able to control and handle the midfield very well. So do you think he can actually do that against Liverpool?
Right. So Watford is a whole different ball game from Liverpool, and don't get me wrong, I like Niles. Niles is one of the type of players almost every club needs to have. He's a good standing. He's not a first team starter, but you know he's willing to do the hard work when he comes in. And I'm guessing he's going to partner him with Sambi. I'm guessing in the middle of the park. The only issue I have with Niles, sometimes he can be very, very casual. So like sometimes, you know, he's got this confidence, and sometimes it's overconfidence. And he can be very casual on the ball, and he can get caught out, you know, by the other team. And Liverpool's a team I don't want to get caught out against.
I would really prefer Maitland-Niles to play actually, because we can take advantage of his forward runs. He always leaves a lot of room behind, but your midfield is just as tricky as ours. It's very hard to call. Shaka not playing is an advantage for you guys in this game. In other games, maybe, but in this game, you guys could do without Shaka actually. Maitland-Niles, Lokonga is very solid. I've been watching him play for a while. It's going to be very cagey. I feel like the game is going to be one in the middle of the park, because defensively, I feel like we both have the center back pairing that we trust right now. Goalkeepers are strong right now. Fullbacks are pretty solid on both sides. So the midfield is going to determine the game for sure.
Liverpool are short of players currently, especially in the midfield. So who are you looking at to handle and control that midfield?
This is a very, very unpopular opinion, and you know what I'm going to say here, Blessing. It's got to be Shago. It's got to be Shago.
Really?
It's got to be.
How about Fabinho? I was thinking maybe you told.
Fabinho 6 for sure. You know, but to control the tempo of the game, it's got to be Shago. So
okay.
I reckon we will start with Fabinho. Henderson. Henderson is injured a little
It's
bit,
out. Yeah.
but I mean he's not out. He was in training today, but
Oh,
I see Klopp probably resting him.
I was
Um,
hoping he starts. I was praying Henderson starts.
Anderson, yeah, and and that's the reason why I feel like for this particular game, Klopp is going to sit him. I feel like Ox will play. I feel like it will be
yeah.
Fabinho, Thiago, and Oxlade. I feel like those are the three starters. And if anything is going to be missing there, it'll be Ox for Henderson. So Thiago and Henderson and Fabinho. Depending on how Henderson, reacts to whatever injury he had yesterday, going forward for the next couple of days. But to start, definitely Fabinho is irreplaceable back there. Everything just seems to be more calm and more relaxed when he's back there. Thiago, I feel like he controls the tempo of the game on his best day very well. He knows when to pick out a pass. He knows when to hold on to the ball. He could also get sloppy like Maitland. He could also get a little bit, too comfortable. But overall, I would prefer him handle because to be honest, we have no other option. That's the we really don't. Keita is injured. Keita would have been perfect for this game. Keita is injured. Henderson cannot do what Thiago does. Who else is missing for us? Curtis Jones. I'm reading now that he's out for a couple more weeks.
It's Mane
Elliot.
playing. It's Mane
Ma-
out.
Mane is training. I don't think anything will keep Mane out of this game.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
I don't
I
think
wanted
you
him
know
out.
how much Mane loves a goal against Arsenal every
Yeah, I know.
game.
That's why I want him out. That's why I want him out.
So I don't see Mane being out of this
Okay.
game. But again, attacking both sides are great, but midfield is going to determine it. So I would go with Fabinho, Oxlade, and Thiago.
Talking about the left back now for Arsenal, during the early weeks we saw more of Tierney there, but seems Tavares has usurped that position. So who would you prefer starting among the two?
Right. You've put me on the spot here. I'm a big Tierney fan. I think he's really great in that position. But he had one game, and I can't remember what match it was, but it's about 3 or 4 games ago, he was terrible. And whether it was kind of injury or not, I don't know. And since then, Tavares has come in, and I like him as well. He's done very well. So to me, if Kieran is back to his best, I'll have Kieran in. But if Arteta thinks he's not, maybe he's kind of knock, or if he starts with Tavares, I won't be that upset. So in a way, I think we've got two good options in that wing. I'm not upset with either of them.
I don't want Tierney to play. I don't. I'm hoping that he doesn't. The guy is your Robbo. He's everything Robbo is. We wouldn't want a Robbo on their team. I mean, the guy is solid. He's physical. He's fast. He can pick out a cross. He can pick out a pass, and he can shoot when
Great
given the
crossing.
chance.
Great crossing.
Yeah. So I wouldn't. As exposed as we're going to be, which I'm guessing probably going to be a lot exposed in the back, with both fullbacks flying forward. We don't need someone to come in and cross the ball to Lacazette or to Aubameyang. So, and Tavares has yet to play against our Liverpool. He's yet to play against Mane. He's yet to play against Salah. It's a different ball game when you're playing against those two.
Yeah, but
So
you see,
you have
that
to
might work
pay
in his
more
favour.
attention.
That might work in his favour. He might have no fear.
He might have no fear, but he could also be full of it. If you get beat one, yeah, it could go either way. If you get beat once or twice, then he's gonna have to start thinking in his head like, I can't fly forward anymore. I have to pay attention to the guy. But if he gets 2 good tackles in and he flies forward a couple of times, then he gets that confidence going on early on, it might be a problem for us.
I'm talking about Smith Rowe. You think is currently Arsenal's best player?
Is he right? So, in my view, it's between. I mean, I'm not mentioning defense. It's between him and Bukayo, personally. But is he the best currently? No. For me, it's neck and neck.
He's been scoring consistently and has been very impressive. So most people think he's currently the best player in the squad.
Yeah, but sometimes it's not all about scoring. Don't get me wrong. I like him, and I think I think he might be, but I'm not sure between him and Bukayo. I think they're both, for me, over the last game, have been very impressive. Yes, he's been finishing, and what I like about him is he's got a lot of drive. He drives forward. You know, he always makes a good run, and I love that. And I love these new arriving at the edge of the box at the right time to put the ball in the net. Love that kind of footballing play. So I can see an argument why they might say he's the best. I'm not still convinced he is yet at the moment.
Well, I think if we're talking about in terms of most informed player, I think Smith Rowe is probably the most informed player for Arsenal. But that doesn't necessarily mean he's the best player at Arsenal. But currently, he's the most informed player. He's been getting to the ending of the finishing third and finishing plays, which wasn't really part of his game earlier on. It's something he added to his game, which has definitely boosted him and given him more notoriety, including the reason why he made it to the England national team. And he even scored a goal, which is reminiscent of what he's doing in the league, where he arrives late in the box and finishes the play that was started earlier. So in that aspect, it would be a danger, man, to look out for in the game against Liverpool. But I think the most important player for Arsenal are two players. It's Gabriel and Thomas Partey. Because Gabriel is the steel in the back that allows for the team to play, go forward, and take chances. And Thomas Partey is the anchor in the midfield that helps Arsenal dominate and get a grip of games. Now, I'm not sure if Thomas Partey is going to play in this game, but I expect Steve Smith Rowe to have a good impact in the game. He had a little bit of football, international break, so coming back, I should give him more confidence. He's played with big players now, a lot of the senior players. I think it's a good time for us to play them, and I expect the players to have an impact.
Okay, so before you go off, can you give us your predictions?
I actually think it's going to be 2-2.
Like a draw?
Yeah, draw. Yeah.
Okay, so which players do you see scoring from both sides?
Salah is going to score, and he's my fantasy football, so I don't mind.
Yeah, he's my captain as well. Yeah.
I think Salah, Mane lost scoring against us as well, so that's one each, and then Smith Rowe. And Smith Rowe, and fair enough, I think Aubameyang will score. As much as what I said about him earlier, I think he will score on Sunday. So Aubameyang and Smith Rowe for Arsenal.
Okay. Any?
A total whooping. I think it's gonna be a very deadly 3-2 game. So for the first time, I'm actually feeling like there is no weakness. There is gonna be it's evenly matched. We actually advantage Arsenal because our midfield is in disarray right now, and you guys seems to be clicking more with each game. So advantage Arsenal, but at the end of the day, I feel like Salah will come through. I feel like defensively we'll be able to hold up a little bit more than we have been, the past few games, if we have the right pieces in there. So I think it'll end 3-2 at Liverpool. A very tough game, 3-2.
And which players to score?
Salah, of course. I'm gonna go on a limb and say Salah scores 2, and we have a midfielder scoring the other. I'm not sure who.
Okay, so which Arsenal players do you see scoring? Smith Rowe.
Aubameyang. I think Aubameyang is very mobile. If we leave him on those one-on-one situations, I feel like it can hurt us. I see Tomiyasu putting one over our defense and Aubameyang running right to it. I don't know who scores the other for them, but Aubameyang and Tomiyasu would hurt us behind the line.
Okay, Obi, what's your prediction?
Initially I was thinking 3-2, but I have a feeling that both teams would be much better defensively, so I'm gonna go for 2-1. I think it would be a very intense game, and with the level of intensity that the game is gonna come with, it won't be too many goals, but I could see a lot of goals, and I could see Arsenal holding off to make sure they don't give more than 2 goals to Liverpool. So I see Aubameyang, I see Lacazette getting a goal, and I see Diego Jota and likely, the one of the best players in the world right now, Mohamed Salah. Unless Mohamed Salah gets a food poisoning or stomach flu or something, I'm not wishing it bad, just don't wish it to play the game. Because
he hasn't scored in a few games, so he's hungry.
Yeah, but
Exactly.
this would be a good grading scale to see where Arsenal is. Win or lose, there's still a lot of growth in the team. So I'm actually happy regardless of the results. I just hope we keep the same performance, even if Liverpool were able to get the win, which I don't think they will. But this would be a good game. I think we can handle Salah though. I mean, he's one of the most dangerous players right now in the world. He's top
Yeah.
four in the world. So he's playing out of this world. But again, he still can be handled in a game, So as the defense play together that they've been doing, I think he can be handled and he will do his thing, but it's just about not letting him get the finishing touches in the final side of the box and minimizing his chances, crowding that area so he doesn't get a lot of 1v1. Make sure there's not a lot of spaces in behind because give him a little space, he moves, he finds that little leg and pushes it
Yeah.
somewhere. So,
Yeah, I agree. I feel like that's the best way to stop Salah. The best way to stop our players, really, our attacking players, is to deny them the ball. So again, the midfield is going to be key for both teams
Yeah.
because if you deny Salah the ball, if you stop the passing
passing
lane,
lanes to him. Yeah,
yeah, if you block the passing lanes to him, and those passing lanes comes from the left backs and the
yeah,
full back. So
yeah.
if you can make sure that Trent doesn't fly forward,
Oh,
and you can
yeah.
make sure that Robo doesn't fly forward either, which they're
Mm,
gonna have to stay behind if you're going to have to worry about Tomiyasu and Tavares on the other
right,
side. So they're
right.
gonna have to be a little bit more contained. So the discipline come from those two. If Tavares and Tomiyasu can have a good game and prevent those two guys from going forward, the
Hmm.
midfield is already locked. The midfield is between. Hopefully, Partey doesn't play, but if Partey does play, it'll be a fight between Partey and Fabinho. Both of
Yeah.
them
Absolutely.
are they're gonna have to lock heads,
Yeah,
and then so it will leave Thiago. Hopefully, it was Thiago that's playing, not Ox. It will leave Ox against Maitland Niles. I mean, not Maitland. What's his name? Smith Rowe. It will leave Ox with Smith Rowe, and it will Henderson with whoever it is that maybe Lokonga. I'm not sure who's your third midfielder.
yeah. Usually
So
Lukanda.
so the midfield is locked. The battle will be won really by denying Lacazette and Aubameyang the
Oh,
ball, and
yeah.
you guys denying Salah and Mane the ball. So the ball is going to be played a lot in the midfield, and the ball over the top. And personally, this hurts me to say, I feel like we're the one that's going to struggle with the ball over the top because Tomiyasu can ping a pass. Um, and then Aubameyang is always willing to run, especially when he's playing striker instead of the wings that they had him playing last year.
Yeah,
He can pick out a run. He can run behind Matip. He can run behind Van Dijk, which we have been struggling with the past few games. That ball behind. So
yeah.
if we can deny that part of the game, this game might actually end up being a boring 0-0 game or a boring 1-1 game if everybody plays what they're supposed to play.
Yeah.
But as soon
Yeah.
as somebody misses an assignment and the game is wide open early on, either way, it'll be a very long day for either team.
Yeah, there's enough quality on both sides to punish every mistake.
Every
So,
mistake for sure. Yeah, I
yeah.
agree.
And
Okay.
the goalies on both ends are really great goalies too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that makes it even that much harder. You guys have Allison, and we have the best goalkeeper right now in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So
I can I can I can't
Aaron
fault it.
Bloodclot Ramsdale. If Brighton can do it, if West Ham can do it, come on,
Brentford can
come
do
on,
it.
you Gunas, come
Hey,
on, you Gunas.
hey, it is. It is. I can't say I can't fault you for being confident. We've given you reason to be confident,
Yeah,
but every game is different. Every game is,
absolutely.
and you never know which Liverpool you're gonna. I don't even know which Liverpool I'm gonna get on Saturday, but I'm just confident that no matter which Liverpool we're going to get, we're not gonna get trounced.
I think a win for Arsenal against Liverpool would actually put the expectation of top four back on.
Yeah.
Yep.
It would be expected. Like if Arsenal beats Liverpool but does not achieve top four, then you're gonna look at the manager because if you can beat Liverpool and with the run of games we've had, you're like, okay, so the quality is enough there to get results in big games. Because since the Chelsea and City game, Arsenal has not lost any game. However you want to look at the opposition, there's a lot of clean sheets in there, and there are a lot of good performances in there. There are a few 1-0s in there, some manageable results, but you take at this point of the stage, it's all about the 3 points. You keep getting the 3 points until you build enough points and look where you are on the table by at least second half of the season. Then you see how it goes. If you now beat Liverpool, okay, now it's like that's a title contender. That's one of the best teams in Europe, not just in the Premier League. So if you can beat them, you should be able to beat the other teams. Of course, we know EPL doesn't always work that way because any team can beat you.
Yeah.
We saw Liverpool when they thought they were going to try to take away our invincible, and Watford was like, sorry, where are you going? So it happens. I mean, we've seen Liverpool, when they thought they were going to also win the league and the Stevie G slipped. So Liverpool
We
have,
lost at 1 point.
you
And
know,
1 point.
we lost at one point.
this,
I'm not
that
mad at that at
slippery,
all.
slippery slope is there.
Oh,
I'm not
yeah.
mad about it. It's one
So,
point.
I'm hoping we can, channel the spirit of Ashavin when we go there, and see if we can do to them, what
That
Ashavin
spirit,
has done to
that
Liverpool
spirit is
before.
dead. That spirit is
So
dead.
I'm
That
hoping
spirit
Laka
turned
and
you a
Oba
draw.
have
It was a
sacrificed the
4-4
chicken
draw. Why are
over
you
this
why are
break.
you hoping to summon a spirit
Oba
that gave
went to
you a 4-4
Africa to
draw?
have fun. He sacrificed the chicken in the bush somewhere. So, that means anything is possible. That day you have a feeling their goalie will be seeing double. So, it's a go. It's a go.
Okay.
Yeah.
The weekend is almost here, so let's see how it goes.